So do you want to spend the rest of your life chasing a man who doesn't want you, who's treating you like dog doodle, who's not even buying you flowers? And if he is buying you flowers, it's the wrong flower?
Can we normalize dropping your bird brain friends? You going outside like that for a nigga?
Single woman and man that hop on these 20 verse 1 pop the balloon edit shows are bird brains.
I want you to go ahead and walk down wherever you feel like you want.
What you mean?
And they're letting it happen because like, oh my god, but
That's
I
a
love
bird
him,
brain.
but I love him. You cannot save that girl because she doesn't want to be saved.
2 women have been dubbed the leaders of the Bird Association on TikTok with the caption, "I don't care about my eye, my face T, still with my man." Honestly, it's the newest version of the Pick Me Girl.
AKA Khloe Kardashian. Drug dealer / mob wives.
Seeing the term bird or bird-brained or bird behavior on TikTok, and after a couple of videos I finally got like what it meant.
Here is my list of women who I believe to be birds. Jailbird / prison bae. Women who stay in relationship just for the kids. Sister wives. Women who have 2 to 3 kids by the same man knowing that he ain't. AKA Khloe Kardashian. Drug dealer / mob wives. Women who go to college to find a husband.
Oh, whoa. On that one. Actually, see, that's why you can't let females tell it. Because to me, at my age that I'm at now, that's smart. Like if a female goes to college to find a husband instead of just doing what I do to get the bag, that's actually smart. So we can't let them tell everything, as you guys see, because there's females. See, this is for females. That's considered a bird to a female. So it's understandable, but to a man, it's genius.
/ man. Women who have a baby for a man, as in boyfriend, as a man you met 6 months ago. He asked for a baby, you give it to him.
Oh, yeah, that's different.
Bird. Or when a man say he don't want the baby and you still keep it. Bird.
And honestly, it's the newest version of the Pick Me Girl. The Pick Me Girl is a girl who has built her whole personality around not being like other girls. And she...
All right, I have to cut her off. Why am I cutting off? Because bird is something that was being said in New York when I was yay high. It's not new. I just have to let people know that. Let me look it up real quick. 1 second. When people... 1 second. I'm going to show you guys what I'm doing. Say the term bird is new, but I heard it's in New York back when I was 15 in 1994. No, 96. Let me see what ChatGPT says. I mean, you are entirely right. Hold up. Wait a minute. I gotta show this, guys. I gotta show you guys this. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna show you right now. I just did that because I want you guys to know where it comes from. All right, 1 second. Let me show my screen. You are entirely right. Look, I said people say the term bird is new, but I heard it in New York back when I was 15 in 1996. You are entirely right, and your memory is spot on. The term bird is absolutely not new, and it has been deep, decades-old roots in New York City slang. Guys, I'm sorry, everything, I've said it before, the home of everything that happens, but the reason people are claiming it is new is because the new word recently went viral on platforms like TikTok and reality TV. When local slang goes mainstream, younger demographics across the country often mistake it for a brand new internet invention. The slang has a rich history, and the way you heard it in NYC in 1996 differs from how the internet uses it today. Actually, it's the same thing. Look, how the meaning over time in the 1990s New York City era, in New York, particularly in the mid to late 90s, calling someone a bird meant they were actually acting goofy, loud, unhinged, or obnoxious in public. It was often closely tied to the term chicken head. No, chicken head and bird were interconnected. See, AI has it wrong. The drug culture era. So it goes deep into more explanation, but it's wrong.
Friends are too much drama. She likes sports, but in an I'm better than other women way, and not in a I genuinely like sports way. Like the way that she likes sports is always performed in a way that is a dunk on other women, and she really just does the most trying to distance herself from other women. And she's like the cool girl, but with more hater vibes. And the pick-me girl sees the world as a stage for women's competition for male validation. And you know what? We gotta give that to her because she's like a businesswoman, you know, like she's trying to distinguish herself from the competition. But like, for what? And it's not even the right kind of attention, because when you devalue other women, and by extension, you devalue yourself because you are a woman, you attract people who devalue you as well. So it's just like a cycle of devaluation. And it really seems like the pick-me's, they're just racing to the bottom of acceptable human behavior that they will get from their prospective partner. You know, it's like, stop, just stop. Anyway, it seems like bird behavior is what happens when the pick-me girl finally gets picked. These two women have been dubbed the leaders of the Bird Association on TikTok. Let's talk about the first leader of the birds. This lady, who goes by Baby D Too Pretty on TikTok, recently went viral for posting a video of herself sporting a bruised face with the caption, "I don't care about my eye, my face T, still with my man."
Now, this right here is the true definition of a pick-me. That second one that she's claiming, well, she didn't claim it necessarily, but the second one that females claim as a female who talks about the bad females do, that's not a pick-me. But this right here, taking black eyes to stay with a man, pick me to the nth power.
And I don't care. And then in the bottom caption, she wrote, "Yes, I'm a bird. I love you, dada. Hard eyes emoji." I mean, I love the self-awareness. This commenter said, "Head of the Bird Association." And then the creator commented, "CEO," and then the emoji. I can't with how unserious she is. Like, what dose of Lexapro is this? Someone commented, "The eagle herself, praying for your safety and self-esteem." And then someone said, "Girl, this is not tea. You need to call the police." That. Like, the amount of people who were so hesitant to call the police, especially when someone has already put their hands on them, call the police every single time, and let people know that you're a cop caller, okay? Let them know that you got them on speed dial. It's called 911. Like, always call the police. I can't. You're never overreacting. And then someone commented, "We the prettiest birds out here, mama. It's okay." And then this...
Man, they need to be stopped. Now... see, when feminism or when feminists they talk about this, no female should accept this. Like, guys are not savages. Like, when guys say you chose the bear, we're not talking about this. I just have to let you people know that.
This woman has a bruise on her face, so kind of like showing solidarity, right? I cannot wrap my head around this one. I'm really trying hard to understand why women may actually hold up photographic proof of DV as a sort of badge of honor, right? Like, this woman like posted her own picture as well. And the original creator, she posted a video of herself sporting her own shiner. And it's almost like a badge of honor, right? It's like they're proud of enduring this type of harm. And I've yet to figure it out. So if you have any theories as to why proof of being in a DV situation is seen as this badge of honor, drop it in the comments, because I'm trying to understand. We're not allowed to make fun of these
mental
women.
Abuse. No,
okay,
no,
it's a sad situation, but I am trying to understand because I'm so stumped.
Problems.
Like,
they're mental.
This is a phenomenon. Okay, N of 2, but still, it's happening. Now let's move on to the next leader of the birds.
I'm an American moving to Afghanistan, and these are all the gifts that I got for my husband's family.
Let's get into the comments.
Founding father of birds. Bird final boss. You a bird.
And then someone commented,
Netflix seeing this.
They're ready to make a documentary. And then someone said,
just so you know, it's completely legal for your husband to beat you as severely as he wants, as long as it's not visible. In a country where you're covered head to toe. Just throwing that out there.
Diabolical, obviously, but like, your husband is allowed to beat you wherever he wants as long as it's not visible, but then you're covered head to toe. He can beat you anywhere but your eyeballs. basically. Someone said,
This is all I can say.
and it's a screenshot from this movie called Not Without My Daughter. I did not see the full movie, but I basically saw the movie already on TikTok. The clips that I was watching gave me.
Well, I do have to say this. Not everybody is in those situations, but that's a country where it's very possible and you're taking a big risk. That's all I'm going to say.
So much anxiety. And I know they make it out, you know, but like, so this American woman, she has this husband who's a doctor and he's American. They have a daughter, a young daughter. And he's like, let's go on vacation to visit my parents. They've never seen her daughter. You know, I want them to meet her.
Hold on,
and she's like, oh, okay. She didn't think much of it, right? But then when they get there, he's like,
oh, actually, we're staying here. I sold my practice in the US and I'm going to be a doctor here and I want to help with the cause or whatever.
This woman has already known her husband here in the US. Like, she had no reason to believe that he would turn into a brand new person who's misogynistic and like controlling of her, because he wasn't like that as he lived with her here in the US, you know? So she didn't know. This woman already knew her husband for years. This lady who's making her pack with me to go to Afghanistan. You can't make this up.
Pack with me to go to Afghanistan.
The internet never ceases to amaze me. And you know what? I looked into this, okay? According to this paper titled Till Martyrdom Do Us Part, Gender and the ISIS Phenomenon. The number of Western foreign fighters and migrants to ISIS is estimated to be up to 4,000, with over 550 women within this figure. And obviously, this TikTok creator, Alex Sunny, is not going to Afghanistan to become a fighter. And actually, ISIS is a rival to the Taliban, which controls Afghanistan. So like completely different groups, right? Completely different. But I wanted to bring this up because I wanted to understand why someone who lives in a relatively freer country would move to Afghanistan of all places. Also, there is no US embassy in Afghanistan. So like if you're traveling the world as a woman, one of the first things you need to know is like if the country you're traveling to, if they have an embassy for your home country there. Because if anything happens, you can just like run to your local US embassy and like get home. If you lose your passport, you can go to your US embassy and get a passport and get home. Like literally, if anything happens, you get to go home if your country has an embassy in the country that you're visiting. And also like it kind of speaks to like how well you will be treated in that country as a resident of your home country if you have an embassy in that country. You know, like if you have to hide the fact that you're an American if you travel somewhere, you probably shouldn't be there. Kind of common sense, but evidently it's not common sense. So anyway, yeah, that's a pro tip. Speaking of pro tips, let's talk about today's sponsor, me. I'm the sponsor. I recently opened up YouTube memberships for everyone, and within that membership, all members get access to our OG Spoiled Girly videos and new members only videos that I will be publishing and have been publishing. You may be wondering why a lot of our OG Spoiled Girly videos went away for a little bit, and that's because they were amazing. They were my best work, as with a lot of things that have to do with benefiting women and women no longer being exploited and taken advantage of. They were controversial and maybe a little too controversial. Unfortunately, it's not all spoiled girlies on the internet, and having those videos up for everyone to see, literally for the no-nuance Nellies out there, I'm not saying that she's gonna join ISIS or she's gonna join the Taliban. I'm saying that there are parallels as to why she would move to a place where women literally have zero rights. Anyway, one of the main reasons is a woman feeling isolated socially and or culturally, including questioning one's identity and uncertainty of belonging within a Western culture. A lot of the times, the women who move to literal war zones, these women are minorities who have experienced discrimination in the West and have been unable to find belonging in their home country in the West. And so they are vulnerable to appeals to community and belonging. And Alex, who is this TikTok creator, she mentioned that she is half Jordanian, and perhaps her experiences as a minority did contribute to this feeling of lack of belonging here in the US. According to the article, this is in essence a form of societal priming, leaving an individual more vulnerable to extremist narratives which use propaganda to cultivate a sense of belonging. So these are the things that push women out of the West and into the arms of extremist groups. But what draws them in the first place? And the article mentions three things. Number one is the idealistic goals of religious duty and building a utopian caliphate state. And number two is belonging and sisterhood. Take note of that, okay? We're gonna really latch on to that reason. And number three is the romanticization of the experience. So I really want to point out that these women are yearning for sisterhood and community and belonging and being a part of something. Women within our data set consistently speak of the camaraderie and sisterhood they experience within ISIS-controlled territory. They discuss the feeling of belonging, of unity, and community. This is often contrasted with discussions about the false feeling or surface-level relationships they iterate they previously held in the West.
You know, when you think about it, if this is what they're doing, it makes sense because they want someone who needs something, right? I say it all the time. Men take advantage, the rich men take advantage of females who need something. So when females say, I got rich men to do it all the time, they probably do. Rich men always fly girls out to Dubai to become poop shoots. So the fact that she's saying this, I kind of agree.
This search for meaning, sisterhood, and identity is a primary driving factor for many women to travel. And this promise of sisterhood is such a strong draw for recruitment that the women who do the recruiting for these groups, they use it as one of their main content pillars. And they're influencers, okay? So it's actually other women recruiting other women to be part of the caliphate state. It's working. Unfortunately, it's working, okay? Take, for example, the Halain twins who are quite active on social media. They post pictures of themselves training and they really emphasize how tight-knit their sisterhood is and how well women are treated in these groups, especially when your husband passes from his extremist activities. So in these groups, since a lot of the men they participate in, they end up passing from these activities, and so the women are actually celebrated when their husband passes. So like their husband is a martyr, so they're adjacent to the martyr, and so they're celebrated in these groups. So these caliphate state influencers, they would post on social media, especially if you're a wife of Shaheed. The Islamic State treats us so full with love and respect. Alhamdulillah, can't explain. We have done a bunch of episodes on how our society and governments fail women here in the West, in America, like all the time. Okay, we talk about it all the time. And we just did an episode on the broke stay-at-home mom epidemic. Like, we don't even have nationalized healthcare. We barely have affordable childcare programs. Literally everyone is like freaking out over plummeting birth rates, but nothing really is being done to support increasing it other than guilting women into having babies for the greater good. Like, women in the West need support in the form of materials and money, resources, okay? Kids cost money. So imagine that you are a woman living in this context in the West. You see how women are devalued, motherhood is devalued, family is devalued, literally no support, right? And
Wow, now this is something that's all the way left, but I guess it makes sense because what's happening is a lot of females, they're demanding the most and they're just not getting it. The men's mindset have changed, but the fact that look, the guy was a doctor and they make sure these guys that are from these places get into these fields, these prominent fields. And that's wow. I didn't even know they did that, but it makes sense when you think of the country it's from, and they have they have a lot of resources, and they literally trade oil, and the guys down there that are fighting are probably connected to those same guys because, believe it or not, there's money in war. Every time a war is happening, there's some kind of dollar signs behind it. And not only from the dollars it costs to go to war, but from the dollars behind it. A lot of the fights are over something with money.
Let me just tell you, if you've ever had a friend that was bird brained, you got to know that there's no saving her. All this going on, tweet. You can't save her. You can't save her, baby girl. You got to let her go, honestly. Male-centered women are really hard to be around. And it's not even just about being male-centered. It's women who literally like feed into the patriarchy with every action that they do in relation to men. And like their whole world revolves around their man or the men that they're pursuing. They just have like no other personality. And or the man is treating them like shit. And they're letting it happen because like, oh my God, but I love him, but I love him. You cannot save that girl because she doesn't want to be saved. Eventually, hopefully, she'll like see the light. But before that, you can't save her. You really can't save her. Like, I'm trying to tell you because I used to be bird brain, genuinely. It happens to the best of us. It really does happen to the best of us that we become bird brain. Like and again, there's nothing you can do. You just have to sit back and watch your friend and be like, damn girl, because eventually she'll come to her senses. But you know, don't wait too long for her to come to her senses, because don't let her drag you down with her, like for real.
Yeah, so they have mixed emotions and mixed meanings that really make no sense. Because the way that men say it, when we say a female is a bird brain, this is exactly what we mean.
Every single woman and man that hop on these 20v1 pop the balloon edit shows are bird brains, bro. I'm editing this video right now. This nigga said clear as day, he want her to walk down to who she think is her match. And this is what she says.
I want you to go ahead and walk down wherever you feel like you want.
What you mean?
What do you mean? Can he say it any clearer day, ma'am? What do you mean? What does he mean? Oh my God. You need to go get a education instead of being on this damn dating show. People went before her and she's seen how this game works. What are we doing? That's tough. What are we over here doing watching on the sidelines? It's like they're bird brains. Twin is honestly bad. Go fix your life and stop getting on these damn dating shows, man.
Yeah, so the bird brain, someone who has a lot of air upstairs. It's like Michael Jordan is just dunking the ball all the time. The air up there. That's a bird brain, number one. Number two, a chicken head. A lot of times that can be associated with a female who only wants money. Same thing that was broken down in the females that are traveling over to Afghanistan. What makes them move? The money. When females jump on a plane and fly high in the sky to go to Dubai, why do they go do it? The money. True definition of a bird brain. And it's sad because what do we have nowadays? Almost everybody. There's a reason why men jump on them planes and fly to Spain. There's a reason.
Can we normalize dropping your bird brain friends? Because you going outside like that for a nigga?
Because they don't have self-love and no hobbies. Now, I hate this Discord because a lot of women say bird brain in a very rude sense. And I understand. It's very frustrating to see your fellow women do stupid things to please a man. But I'm saying bird brain in a loving sense, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of these women that are so-called bird brains just lack self-confidence, lack self-worth, have low self-esteem. They're too afraid to be alone. They have attachment issues. And these are things that are so hard to get over, especially when you grow up with abandonment issues and all of that. So yes, y'all are bird brains, but I don't mean that in a disrespectful sense. It's so hard to not want to be alone, if that makes sense. You know, I'm not going to edit this video too much. But you don't need a man to survive. You don't need a man to live life. You're going to die one day. So do you want to spend the rest of your life chasing a man who doesn't want you, who's treating you like dog doodle, who's not even buying you flowers? And if he is buying you flowers, it's the wrong flower. You don't need a man. This goes for both genders. You don't need a woman. You don't need a man. You don't need to date them. You're fine. Is that offensive? No, I have dating friends. Get hobbies. Paint, ride a bike, hike, read. Do something that isn't just fully focused on a man. And it's so much easier said than done. Trust me, I know. We've all been bird brains before. And if you say that you haven't, you're a liar. You're a liar. You're a liar. You're a liar. Even if it's not like an extreme sense, you've been a bird brain. We've all done bird brain activities. It's just whether you let that bird brainness affect your whole life, or if you learn from your bird brainness and you can talk to other people about not being a bird brain. Don't let these men or women or whatever breadcrumb you. You're so much better than that. You don't even know your own worth. You pick these men who barely give you anything and you eat it up because that's what you think you're worth. No, you don't have to be one of these women that asks for $1,000 on the first date or asks to go to, I don't know, whatever. But know your worth. Know that being taken out to McDonald's for the first date, that's not cool. Know that being ignored or having to beg for somebody's attention when y'all are like exclusive, that's not okay. Don't settle for less. Don't settle for less, because what did I say about you? What did I say about you? That you think you're less than? Come on. So many people get stuck in these relationships because they're so afraid to be alone. And I'm speaking to myself when I say this. It's like, bro, it's okay. And some people are like that because they don't want to date. They don't want to keep dating or having to talk to new people. I understand. So they get stuck in a situation where it's just attachment, not love. Choose yourself. Choose yourself. Choose yourself. You're attached to that person? Okay, I understand. That's much harder to get over than love.
So, guys, correct me if I'm wrong. She kind of called herself a bird brain. She said, I'm like this too. I'm stuck in this too. No, that's not a bird brain. It's called when females fall in love. A lot of times, it is a bird brain, I will say. When females fall in love with a guy who's not doing nothing, it happens all the time. They fall in love with Ray Rays, and they fall in love with Clarence and Thomas, who's only using them for the goods. Definitely a bird brain. It needs to stop. So many females' minds are ruined. But how is it ruined? I have to connect to a guy. That I have to connect to a guy left so many females in turmoil than a single person can count. Most of the girls running through the world are exactly that. Females are starting to wake up, but most aren't.
It's too many birds on the ground. It's not enough in the air. Like, it's just bird brains everywhere, you know? You give a girl a game, you put her on game, you tell her exactly how niggas move, and she'll still be like, whatever. You can tell a girl exactly how to get manipulated, and she'll sit there and say, can't nobody manipulate me, as you're manipulating her. I had a girl telling me, can't no nigga manipulate me. I've been manipulating you this whole time. What are you talking about? Why are you, what? She get the, can't nobody use me for my body. I've been using you for your body since I known you. What are we saying? Can't nobody use me for blah, blah. I've been using you since I met you. What? Yes, you can be. Why are you lying so much? You're delusional. You thinking that I wanted a relationship. I'm not even looking for a relationship. That was never my idea. I was looking for something to crack. Buns. But, you know, it's bird brains. So, you know, they think they're right all the time. They think they're just right, even though you're proving them wrong. You have evidence of how they're wrong. They'll still argue with it. It's like, I'm right because I want to be right. Like I told you, there's too many birds on the ground, not enough in the air. Some need to go in the sky, bruh.
This here needs to stop. But it won't stop. It's going to keep going until the end of time because they can't help themselves. You know, when you're addicted to doing something, when you do something over and over and over, it turns into being almost impossible to stop. Takes dedication. And a lot of people aren't willing to change. So that's what's happening nowadays.
Keep defending you bitches. This nigga pulled up to this bitch with a gun, pointed the gun at this hoe, kidnapped this hoe, and then while on the way to the abortion clinic was like, yeah, if you don't kill this baby, I'm gonna shoot you in your head and I'm gonna dump you in a field. This still had the baby. Like, this nigga threatened your life at gunpoint with a gun on you. And you still had the baby? He finna get you, bitch. Me personally, I don't like abortions. You know, what is that, pro-life? But in certain situations, like that one right there, sis,